From the Bob Mills Weather Center, Oklahoma weather expert, Cassie Heiter.
Well, it's been really hot and dry as of recently. We did have the nice rains last week, even around Woodward and, parts of Woodward County. But that Moreland fire that was causing lots of issues as we got into last weekend, well, it actually had some hot spots still with it. As of yesterday, Marty Logan and his partner Kyle Wilson, they were out watching as we also had lots of more little fires that were kind of popping up in and around of that huge fire that took place last week. Now let's go ahead and go to links 2. I'm going to kind of show you what's going on out there today. Again, it's going to be hot and dry out there this afternoon, but just kind of looking back at 2012, we actually had the all-time record high temperature of 113 degrees in Oklahoma City. Not quite expecting that today, but for the month of August, it's usually pretty hot here in Oklahoma City, really the entire state of Oklahoma. So, last year, the hottest temperature that we had in the month of August was 97 degrees. We never actually hit 100. But back in 2020, we did hit 102 degrees, but that only happened once. Back in 2011, that was a really hot year. We reached 110 degrees, and that happened, or at least we got up to 100 degrees 20 different times. And it does look like it's going to be another hot month ahead. We do have a heat advisory for almost the entire state, where it could feel upwards of around 110 degrees at its max later this afternoon. Not quite hot just yet. This is our Integris camera, part of our Pike Pass Skycam network. Mostly sunny skies, 85 degrees, and a south-southwest wind at 18 miles an hour. So not only is it going to be hot and a little windy today, we're going to have to continue to watch that fire threat. Temperatures in the mid and upper 80s pretty much statewide, with that southwest wind between about 15 to as much as around 30 miles an hour. So right now things are pretty quiet across Oklahoma. We did have this boundary across Kansas that brought a few showers and storms this morning. A lot of that has actually gone away, and a couple of showers did make it into far northwest Oklahoma, but that has gone away for the time being. So chances are going to stay pretty low for any rain across northern Oklahoma today. I'm not expecting any rain across the rest of the state today. But as we get into the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning, there is still some data that suggests we could have some rain and maybe a few thunderstorms in far eastern Oklahoma. A slight chance any of that does make it into the metro. And then during the day tomorrow, we've got this boundary that's going to try to move into central Oklahoma, not quite making it into Oklahoma City. Never expecting a north wind as we get into tomorrow afternoon. But we could still see maybe a couple of isolated showers here and there as the boundary kind of moves across the state. And then kind of the same thing tomorrow night and Friday morning, just a slight chance for a few isolated showers. But outside of that, the bigger headline is just going to be how hot it's going to be. So today, looking for a high of 103 degrees in Oklahoma City. That's where we ended up yesterday. There's no reason we shouldn't do that again today. 104 in Clinton, 106 in Altus, 104 in Lawton. And again, for this afternoon, there is the slightest chance of an isolated shower across the northern half of the state today. And then tonight, temperatures drop down into the upper 70s overnight and into tomorrow morning. There is a pretty decent chance of rain and a few thunderstorms across far eastern northeast Oklahoma, but the farther west you go, those chances come down quite a bit. Tomorrow afternoon, highs in the upper 90s because we are expecting a little bit more cloud cover and the slightest chance of rain. During the day, overall, pretty much the entire state, a very low chance of an isolated shower. Tomorrow night into Friday morning, the chance, or at least the coverage, is going to start to decrease a little bit, but still just a slight chance overall. And then Friday afternoon, we're back to around 100 degrees, not nearly as much wind, but it's still out of the south between about 10 to 15. So as we get into the weekend, it's still going to be really hot, but we are starting to see a little bit of a breakdown in that heat, more rain chances and temperatures starting to come down a little bit by next week. Guys, back to you.